Salutations, I'm Sarah Fandoms, and welcome to our tea party. If you'd like some sugar, there you go. I have the little cube ones. Oop, I dropped down. Be careful, it's hot, okay? It's a little bit hot. It's very hot. I just thought it'd be fun to come outside and just have like a little tea party and talk about my plans and all of that fun stuff. It's really nice outside, so I thought we'd just come outside and do it. And have a little tea party together. Honestly, my plans right now are to finish the nursery, which we're getting there, and then start my middle space room. A lot of people have like lost the plot for like what middle space is. I keep seeing like a lot of hate for like teenage diaper lovers, like thinking that's a minor tag when like that's not what that is. It's actually a middle space tag. I just see a lot of like misunderstanding, and my whole purpose of like, not even just mine, but my system's purpose of educating on age play is because we have kind of lost the plot on what age play is these days. I feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like we really don't know what age play is anymore. We don't even really know what BSM is anymore. There's a lot of people who say a lot of things that just are not accurate. I know definitions are constantly being flip-flopped and changed and turned into something that it never has been, it never will be. I see so much misunderstanding these days. And it is disappointing. It is disappointing. It is sad. Because, like, I remember a time where, like, our elders, which would be the people above us, would come on and they'd correct this behavior and they'd fix it. But, like, these guys are gone. The reality is our elders are no longer there. And, like, my generation is supposed to be filling in. But how do you fill in when education is just, like, pushed out the door? Or seen as controversial, or seen as mean. Education is how we grow and learn. Education is important, especially for something like this community, and I just miss when we all could just talk and have fun, and it wasn't, like, scary. Like, it's scary to talk now. It's scary to have mistakes, and to say something wrong, or use the wrong verbiage, or slightly word something without meaning it for it to sound offensive, because like everyone just screenshots and starts dragging you. I know those tea blogs are awful. I've read them. I know what's on them. I've blocked them. Like, in this day and age, it's so hard to grow and learn, and it's so hard to educate, because whenever you try to educate, you got someone making a snark about you, or you got someone saying this, or you got someone saying that, and like it's not fun anymore. This community is stressful. It's like constantly walking around on eggshells, and you could be the most perfect little person, middle, it doesn't matter, and you'd still get dragged. And I don't know, like, how you feel, but it is upsetting. It is depressing watching it go from this community of unique people. It was very niche at the time when I first joined. And I watched it go from being this uniquely niche to worldwide. Everybody sees you. Everybody's doing it. And it's like, who has the better gear? Who has the better onesies? Who's doing this? Where originally it was just like, we're all kind of like doing our own thing. Like, we're like, oh yeah, that's cool. You like Elmo. I like, I don't know, big comfy couch, you know. But now it's like a battle. It feels like you're like battling for eyes on me. And it's like, I just miss when we're all just having fun. Like, when we're all just being silly and just goofing about and saying silly stuff and just being silly. Now it just feels like a competition to who can fill their diapers more, who has the most diapers, who has the most onesies, who has the best nursery, and who has the better daddy, and you know, like, I don't know, like, I just miss when it was just fun, you know? I didn't feel like I was gonna be on a T-blog for making a mistake, or wording something wrong, or changing my mind on an opinion, when the whole point of this community is to grow and learn and change your opinion. The whole point is to learn things and better yourselves, and although I will always believe the elders don't know everything, because age doesn't mean knowledge, in my opinion, research means knowledge. I will admit that the elders did help keep us in the right direction, and they're not there anymore. They're not guiding us because they got pushed out. Like, a lot of the community started just pushing out all sorts of people, and it got really messy, and I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't know, you know? Like, I want to keep sharing education. I want to keep educating people, and maybe someone somewhere will learn a thing or two, or maybe you won't, or maybe you'll just block me like most people do. I just wish more people were open to education, and I wish that when we educate, it wasn't taken as, oh, you're being mean to me, you're hating me, you don't know everything, well, this didn't harm me, da da da. I wish that it was just a discussion. Like, for example, I always bring up that pacifiers are dangerous, like, don't use them, like, they're not good for you. They actually aren't good for you. They are bad for your teeth. And the amount of people are like, well, I've been using them for 7 years and they haven't hurt me. Well, just because you use them for 7 years doesn't make it good for you either. Just because you haven't had problems yet doesn't mean you won't down the road, or it doesn't mean that you currently don't. I'm sure not all of us see a dentist as often as we're supposed to. I mean, we're adults. We have adult lives, you know. We have things that we have to go and do. And sometimes these things slip our little brains. That's a very loud motorcycle. And, you know, not all of us, I feel like, are as honest as we should be with our doctors. Like, you can't convince me that you're telling your doctor that you've been sitting in the same diaper for, like, 8 days straight. And that's not an exaggeration, and that's not shame either. Because your doctor would not be encouraging that. Like, that's not healthy. Being realistic. And I know that these realistic conversations can be offensive, they can be harmful, and I'm not saying anything against it. You do what makes you happy, you're an adult. But I think we push too much the narrative that doctors encourage this, when I don't think they encourage it as much as we pretend they encourage it. But, like, my whole point of this was, like, we can say, like, oh, well, this hasn't done this to me yet, but that doesn't make it safe either. Like, you can smoke cigarettes every day for 30 years and not get cancer, and then suddenly you do, because cigarettes can cause cancer. Can doesn't mean that it will, and can doesn't mean that it won't. It means that it's a possibility. And then you can always pull the card of, like, well, everything can possibly happen. That is true, but there are some things that'll trigger certain things to happen more. Like, I see a lot of misconception with the pacifiers that it only causes an overbite. No, it doesn't. It actually causes teeth rotting. It causes enamel rotting. It causes teeth shifting. It causes teeth to fall out. It causes cavities. It can cause your mouth to kind of, like, form a certain way. I see a lot of misconception that's only when you're growing. That is not true if you obsessively use a pacifier quite often. And quite often is not, like, every day. Quite often can literally be, like, 7 times a week. That counts as quite often. It can change the dynamic of your jaw, how your jaw works. But this isn't, like, shame or saying you can't do it or saying you can't do this or can't do that. Because, like, I do see a lot of people who take, like, education as, like, oh, you're shaming me. Nobody's shaming you. They're just explaining to you the dangers. That's what I do. I explain the dangers. I tell you about the things that we need to be careful of. Because I remember this when I first came into the community. And the education that we had when I first joined is no longer available. It's been replaced. A lot of the education that I would have been exposed to and would have been experiencing is wiped because it's been replaced with a lot of misinformation. Like, everyone can experience regression. Technically, yes, but no at the same time. That really just depends how you get into the conversation of regression. Are we talking about online regression? Because that isn't actually regression, that's age play. No matter how much you want to say that it's not, it is age play. That is what it is. We are all age playing. Age playing is when you go into the mindset, the headspace, role play of playing a different age than your biological age. That's age play. Regression is not a choice, and it's definitely not as cute as we all make it out to be. Like, not to get too vulnerable, but I have DID, and I have Child alters. These children I have no control over. They act like real kids. They will stick tongues up their noses. They will lick their feet. They will lick the walls. My poor big brother, he gets the most annoying end of it. Like, they like to stick their fingers in his ears, and they like to bark at him and bite him and jump on him like he's a jungle gym, and because they don't comprehend the world like you and I do, where, like, you can be like, oh, it's not appropriate to throw a fit right here. They don't comprehend it like that because they think like real kids. But then you also have something called skill regression, which would look very differently, or physical regression, or muscle regression, and these things are not like, oh, I need a pacifier in a bottle. That's not what regression looks like. It looks very different. It's much more complex. And I plan to start sharing educational videos on here. I want to start reading out my education posts and posting them here and in the places that I already post them. And I understand that kills my reach. I understand a lot of people don't like my education posts, but I will continue posting them because if one person out of 100 reads that and listens, I am proud. That is enough confirmation for me. But I also know it's kind of hard to have opposing opinions to a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to have adult conversations. They don't want to hear opposing opinions. For me, I'm on the opposite end. I am here to listen to your opposing opinion until you start saying, well, this is safe, or you start unsafe kinking. That's when I remove you. Because I do get people who are like, oh, well, you blocked me for having a different opinion. No, I blocked you for preaching for something that's unsafe. For example, a while ago, I happened to make a thread about how pacifiers are dangerous, and this girl kept arguing with me over and over that I was a liar, and that pacifiers don't do that, and she's used them since she was really young, and her teeth are fine. And I kept explaining that you can do that, but I don't allow encouragement of that on my platform. Because my biggest thing is safe, sane, consensual. If it's not safe, it's not sane, it's not consensual, we don't allow it. And I will remove you from my space. And she was really mad about that. She was like, oh, you blocked me for having an opposing opinion. No, I blocked you for telling people that I'm a liar and that you're allowed to do these things and it won't ever harm you and that it depends on the person. It doesn't depend on the person. It just depends on when. It's not the if, it's the when. If we have research that says, hey, this is not good for us, then it's not the if, it's the when. Why is this going dark? Hello? Okay, there we go. That was weird. The biggest thing is, like, not the if. It's the when. Because I'm always happy to have opposing conversations as long as we're having a conversation and not an argument. If you're sitting there telling me that I'm wrong, that I'm spreading misinformation, that I'm lying, that I need to do this, I need to do that, that's not my job. My job is to educate you, explain to you, help you understand, and move on. You can believe this or you don't have to, but I'm still going to educate because that's my job as an educator. I've decided that's what I'm doing with my life, is educating. So specifically on AgePlay, I do get people that ask why I don't educate on other things. I'm just not interested. AgePlay is a hyperfixation. I know a lot about it. If my area offered ABDL or AgePlay related classes, I would probably take one. I am really hyper-fixated on this community, so I know a plethora of things. I've saved a lot of old documents through screenshots. I've saved a lot of our original rules when, you first join the community. I saved a lot of things, and I memorized a lot of things, because this, for me, is, like, my whole life. Like, my whole life is ABDL, my whole life is AgePlay, my whole life is DDLG, MDLG, whatever you want to call it. AgePlay is my life. Whether I'm in little space, middle space, or somewhere in between, I am always in some sort of AgePlay hyperfixation. My bedroom is dicked out in AgePlay, my basement's turning into a middle space room, / playroom. My whole house is going to slowly be designed to match the ABDL lifestyle, just more discreetly, so that way when I have company, they don't know, but you would know if you were in the community. Like, just small, like, little hints, like, maybe ABC blocks, or, maybe, like, a bottle that's, like, filled with, I don't know, I was thinking about, like, getting, like, one of those baby bottles, and, like, I saw, like, some moms who, like, put their pacifiers in there. I was thinking about doing something like that, maybe, and, like, that would kind of hint a little bit if you were in a lifestyle and you just happened to come over. Just small little details here and there. My whole upstairs of my house is turning into Peter Pan themed. Obviously I'm Little Neverland. The basement will probably be more One Direction for, like, me personally, like Wendy. Like, I don't know, I just miss when we conversation and chat and, hear other people's side, and I also do miss when we had a little bit of common sense. Like, I literally saw a bunch of littles arguing if you could put diapers in a microwave. You cannot. And when I tried to educate that you cannot, they're like, no, 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 it is safe. It is not safe. It's also not safe to put your diaper in the dryer or the washer unless it's a reusable and you've already cleaned the mess out of it. You cannot put it in those things. And you can't ever put it in the microwave, not even a reusable. Like, there's birds. Like, there's just so many things, and I'm not saying these things to make someone feel bad. I'm not saying these things so you feel bad. I'm saying these things because I just really like to educate, and I really like to talk about my lifestyle, and I like to say the things that I know, and I like to go over the things that I know, and I like to share them with people who may not know, because you never know who's new to the community. You never know who's been here a long time but just didn't know something. I like to take every opportunity to use as an education tool, but a lot of people take it as me being a know-it-all, or me trying to force opinions, or me just not agreeing with other people, when that's not really what it is. I'm just autistic, and I come off a little bit different than other people. If you take a minute to talk to me, you can definitely tell I'm autistic. I'm a little bit different. I don't talk to everybody like a normal person. I'm not like everybody else, and that's absolutely okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to not be like everybody else, but I just miss when we all were just chill with each other and we weren't bullying each other, because now it just feels like we're all just bullying each other and going back to middle school, but not, like, in a fun way. In, like, a really uncomfortable way. And it, like, feels like everything can get you in trouble. Like, everything. Like, everything. And, like, there's so many hypocrites, too, which is frustrating. There's, like, I don't know, I just feel like the community got really full with toxic energy, and I just miss when it wasn't, you know? You can hear the neighbors' dogs. Woof, woof. I just miss when we were all just playing and being babies and being cute and wanting to have play dates. I miss play dates. I want to have a play date. My little brother's gonna come over and we're gonna have a play date. That'll be fun. This is my first play date ever. I've never hung out with a real little not a real little. I've never hung out with a little in real life. I always thought I've never hung out with a real little in life. I've never hung out with a little in real life. So this will be, like, my first ever experience, let alone being a dom in real life. I'm not really, like, a dom. I'm more of, like, an older sibling dynamic. Oh, aren't you supposed to, like, put out your pinky? Aren't you supposed to, like, put out your pinky? Like, I think it's like this, isn't it? It's like... I don't know. I don't drink tea very often. I'm not really a girly girl, believe it or not. I don't know. I miss when we were silly babies, just playing with our toes and talking about baby stuff, like our favorite shows. Like, I don't know. I also hate how much everyone fights for views. Like, I do get comments that are like, don't you want more views? You barely get views. Why do you post this? Well, I don't post it for your attention. I don't post it for views. I post it because I'm in the community and I have a hyperfixation, and I like showing what I do with my life, and I like showing my outfits, and I like showing my socks, and I like showing my toys, and I like meeting other people who are into the same stuff as me. Like, I love when people are like, oh my god, I love Peter Pan, and then we start talking about Peter Pan, and especially since there's so many different versions, and I get to meet so many different people with so many different versions that they like. Like, for me, I really like the J.M. Barrie version. I mean, most people like Disney, but I also met other people who like only the Hook, or like they only like this one called Hooked on You, or I've met someone that really likes this book called Darling. I've met someone that also really likes like an evil version of Peter Pan, which was very fascinating. Or like, I like when I meet people who are like, oh yeah, my favorite boy band's One Direction too, and then we get to just geek out. Like, this is supposed to be just a fun little community. It's not supposed to be about the views and the likes and the stress. It's supposed to just be fun. We're all being goofy, man. We're all just wearing diapers and peeing ourselves like babies. I just miss when we played and we had fun, you know? I miss that a lot. It's all really depressing. Everybody just wants to be up everyone's ass, and there's no need. There's no need to be that angry at people. There's no need to be that hateful. Like, I even see people who are like, oh yeah, if you educate anything that isn't this, then I can't talk to you. Or like, oh, you talk about DDLG, then you're advocating for pedophilia. Like, that word pedophile has been thrown around so much, and I don't even think people know what it means anymore. Like, there's so many false accusations at this point that don't even make sense. I saw a take the other day that told me that my partner, when I was 19, he's like 2 years older than me. I'm not good at math. He's like 2 years old. They told me that counts as pedophilia. What? What? That does not. That does not. Wild. It's sad. It's sad how far our community has come. Because we could be so much happier, and we should go back to being babies. Let's go back to just being cute little babies and just showing our onesies and being like, look, I did this today. I colored this. I went here today. It doesn't all have to be about aesthetics and cutesies, and it doesn't all have to be all like ooh woo. It can be whatever we want it to be, and that's the beauty of AgePlay. I don't know, I'll stop talking. You tell me how you feel in the comments or in the DMs, wherever you want to send it. I have a link tree link down below. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you so much for sitting and having tea with me today. I thought this was a lot of fun. I hope we can do it real soon, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Stay beautiful. Bye!